The galaxy was vast, a tapestry of stars, planets, and mysteries untold. But Earth was a mere speck in the cosmic expanse, orbiting an average star. To the quari, an advanced alien civilization with the technology to traverse galaxies, Earth was merely an uninhabited land ripe for colonization, listed as Sector 776b in their expansive star maps. They had, after all, observed the planet only through their long-range spectral scanners, which showed no signs of advanced life forms. The quari fleet materialized in Earth's orbit with a silent flourish, their ships cloaked in invisibility. Their technology was so advanced that it rendered them undetectable to human radars and eyes. From the command ship, General Thrall observed the blue planet below with clinical interest. It was crucial that the initial surveys were thorough, for the colonization protocol demanded no surprises. The oversight General Thrall directed the deployment of the first wave of survey drones. These drones were tasked with scanning the planet's surface in detail, analyzing its resources, climate, and any potential hazards. It was during these scans that the quari made their first startling discovery: unexpected heat signatures and complex radio frequencies emanating from various parts of the planet. "Commander Zale, report!" Thrall commanded, his voice even but firm. Zale adjusted the interface, his four eyes squinting at the data. "Sir, it appears we were mistaken in our preliminary scans. There are structured settlements, cities, widespread across the continents, and there is life, intelligent life." Thrall's eyes narrowed. "Intelligent? How advanced?" "Technologically primitive compared to us, but they have developed digital communication, flight, and they harness energy from crude materials. They call themselves humans." Thrall paused, considering the implications. The quari had a strict policy against interfering with inhabited worlds capable of culture and technology. "Prepare a cloaked observation post. We need to learn more before proceeding." Misunderstandings. On Earth, the arrival of the quari went unnoticed by the public. However, within the secretive corridors of global defense agencies, alarms were sounding. Satellites had inexplicably gone offline, and high-ranking officials spoke in hushed tones about anomalies and shadows seen by the few functioning deep space radars. In a secure room, decorated with flags and digital screens, heads of state and military leaders convened under the utmost secrecy. "We have detected unidentified structures in orbit," announced a grim-faced general. "Their technology surpasses anything we have." A wave of murmurs swept through the room. President Walsh, a woman of sharp intellect and calm demeanor, raised her hand for silence. "Our priority is to assess their intent. Are they hostile? Are they aware of our existence?" As debates raged and plans were drawn, the human race remained blissfully unaware of the eyes watching from above and the discussions about their fate. The dual observation. As the quari observed from their station, cloaked in Earth's exosphere, and the humans scrambled in their war rooms, an ironic symmetry unfolded. Both civilizations, so different and yet so alike in their fears and curiosities, were now locked in a silent standoff, each studying the other, preparing for any possible outcomes. General Thrall received the first detailed report from the observation post. "The humans are reactive, curious, and remarkably adaptable," noted Commander Zale. "They are investigating our presence, though they have yet to pinpoint us. We must decide our next move carefully." Thrall looked again at the vibrant blue planet below. A decision loomed large, one that would affect not just the quari, but potentially the humans as well. Continue observation, increase discretion protocols, no interaction until we understand their capabilities and culture. As the alien fleet remained hidden in the shadows of space, Earth continued its orbit, its inhabitants unaware of the monumental decisions being made above them. The stage was set, the players were ready, and the story of an unintended first contact was just beginning. As the quari continued their surveillance, the mood among their leadership was one of cautious intrigue. The conference room aboard the command ship buzzed with silent communications and data exchanges among the officers. General Thrall oversaw the discussions, evaluating each piece of information with a tactical mind honed by centuries of interstellar command. Intelligence suggests their governments are united in a covert coalition to address our presence, reported Zale, his voice a whisper of sound directly into Thrall's auditory sensors. They call it Project Unity. Their efforts are primitive, yet their potential for rapid development is concerning. Thrall considered this. Human unpredictability could pose a risk to their operations. Initiate a protocol for indirect engagement. We need to understand their intentions without revealing ourselves. Deploy the emissaries. The human response. Back on Earth, President Walsh convened with her counterparts from around the world in a secure, virtual environment. The room was a virtual construct, giving an illusion of privacy and security. The disturbances in our satellite networks are no accident, she began, her voice firm. We must assume they are capable of more than just observation. Our response must be unified and strategic. A digital map hovered in the center of the room, dotted with points representing satellite anomalies and suspected alien activity. Our tech teams are working on countermeasures. We will shield our communications and prepare contingency plans for any scenario. Advisors and leaders nodded, each feeding in information from their own specialists. Despite the gravity of their situation, a thread of excitement ran through the group. This was, after all, the first confirmed contact with extraterrestrial intelligence, a momentous shift in human history. The Quari emissaries. The emissaries were a marvel of quari technology, not living beings but highly advanced androids designed to mimic human form and behavior, equipped with translation matrices and programmed with diplomatic protocols. They descended covertly, landing in remote areas of Earth to begin their mission. Their programming directed them to gather extensive data on human behavior, culture, and technological capacity. They moved unseen, their sensors collecting every scrap of information, from televised broadcasts to internet traffic, all fed back to the quari command ship. The discovery, however, the perfection of quari technology was not infallible. A malfunction led one of the emissaries to inadvertently reveal itself to a group of hikers in the remote mountains of Norway. The encounter, captured on a smartphone and quickly uploaded to the internet, became a viral sensation overnight. "This changes everything," murmured a senior advisor to President Walsh as they watched the shaky video of the silver-skinned humanoid figure disappearing into thin air. The president's eyes were fixed on the screen, a mix of concern and determination in her gaze. "It's time to escalate our engagement. They're here, and now the whole world knows it." The escalation. As the news of the sighting spread, human responses varied from fear and panic to awe and excitement. Global forums buzzed with speculations and theories, while governments struggled to maintain order and control over the narrative. General Thrall received the news of the emissaries' exposure with a stony calm. "Contain the fallout," he ordered, "and prepare for a potential acceleration of our plans. If they reach out, we must be ready to respond. This was to be a silent mission, but we must adapt." The stage was now set for a more direct confrontation, as both species grappled with the implications of their newly public interspecies drama. The invisible threads of fate were drawing tighter, weaving a complex tapestry that would determine the future of both quari and humans. In the wake of the Norwegian incident, President Walsh spearheaded a global summit, streamed live to billions around the world. It was a calculated move to unite Earth's population and shape a cohesive response to the alien presence. She addressed the assembled leaders and the global audience with a composure that belied the gravity of the situation. "We are not alone in the universe," she declared. "The beings observing us are sophisticated, and we must be equally sophisticated in our approach. This is a time for unity, not panic. We will reach out, we will communicate, and we will seek understanding." Her speech was a rallying cry, igniting a worldwide initiative to prepare for potential diplomatic or defensive actions. The summit concluded with the formation of the Earth Coalition for Extraterrestrial Communication and Defense, ECECD, pooling resources and expertise from across nations. Technological leap. Simultaneously, Earth's brightest minds were summoned to develop technologies that could match or counter the alien capabilities. At a secret facility, teams worked round the clock on advancing quantum computing, stealth technology, and communication methods that might pierce the alien cloaks. Dr. Eva Mireles, a leading physicist in quantum mechanics, made a breakthrough with a device capable of detecting disruptions in quantum fields, potentially able to spot cloaked ships. If they're bending light or manipulating gravity, this should tell us where they are, she explained to a team of international scientists, her eyes alight with the thrill of discovery. The emissaries' message. While humanity prepared, the Quathari continued their observations, unaware of the rapid technological advances occurring below. However, the exposure of their emissary altered their approach. General Thrall, seeing an opportunity in the humans' desire to communicate, decided to send a deliberate message. The message was broadcast globally, appearing simultaneously on every device capable of receiving a signal. The alien script was undecipherable at first, but soon, linguists and cryptographers, led by the brilliant Dr. Amira Khan, decoded it. "We seek to understand, not to conquer. Let us meet as equals and learn from each other." The first human-alien conclave. A location was chosen, a neutral site in the Swiss Alps, remote and secure. Preparations were extensive, with every scenario planned and accounted for. President Walsh would lead the human delegation herself, accompanied by a team of diplomats, scientists, and security personnel. On the appointed day, under the watchful eyes of the world, a small Cathari ship descended, visible to all. It landed gracefully on the prepared platform, the ramp lowering to reveal General Thrall and his retinue. They were taller and more imposing than humans, their movements precise and almost ethereal. As the two leaders approached each other, a historic handshake took place, symbolizing the hopeful beginning of interspecies diplomacy. Cameras flashed, capturing a moment that would be studied and revered for generations. Strategic dialogues. The initial dialogues were cautious but filled with a mutual curiosity. Each side presented their history, culture, and intentions. The humans spoke of Earth's diverse nations and peoples, while the Quathari shared tales of their travels through stars and the technologies they had mastered. Behind the scenes, both sides remained on alert. The humans monitored the summit with the new quantum detectors, and the Quathari kept their cloaking fields at ready, each prepared to defend themselves if the need arose. Yet, as the summit progressed, a genuine rapport began to develop. Questions were asked and answered, and plans for future exchanges were laid down. Humanity and the Quathari, once on the brink of silent conflict, now looked toward a horizon filled with the potential for shared knowledge and mutual respect. Following the groundbreaking summit, the Earth Coalition for Extraterrestrial Communication and Defense and the Quathari delegation established the Interspecies Collaboration Initiative, ICI. This framework facilitated the exchange of ideas, technologies, and cultural insights. Campuses and laboratories, designated as neutral zones, sprang up in various parts of the world and in orbit, where both human and Quathari researchers could work side by side. Dr. Eva Mireles and a Quathari scientist named Faroon, an expert in gravitational fields, co-led the first joint project. Their task was to integrate human quantum detection technologies with Quathari cloaking devices, aiming to enhance both for peaceful purposes. Their interactions, a blend of scientific rigor and mutual fascination, symbolized the new era of cooperation. The cultural exchange. Parallel to the technological collaboration, cultural exchanges began. Quathari art, music, and literature were introduced to human audiences, revealing the aesthetic and philosophical depths of the alien culture. Human cultural festivals, in return, captivated Quathari visitors with the diversity and vibrancy of Earth's traditions. A significant event was the broadcast of the first joint concert, where human musicians and Quathari sound artists performed a symphony created collaboratively, which resonated deeply across both species. The event was not only a celebration of unity, but also a profound demonstration of how two vastly different species could find common ground in art and expression. The undercurrents of distrust. Despite the public displays of friendship and cooperation, not all was harmonious. Some factions within both the human and Quathari communities harbored deep-seated suspicions and fears about the other's intentions. Conspiracy theories proliferated on internet forums, and isolated protests against the ICI occasionally erupted in various cities. A secretive human group, known as the Terra Firma Coalition, believed that the Quathari were using the guise of peace to slowly take over Earth. Similarly, a faction of Quathari, the Purists, viewed the sharing of their advanced technology as a betrayal of their species' superiority and a threat to their way of life. The incident at Lab 6 tensions reached a critical point with an incident at Lab 6, a joint research facility in orbit around the Moon. A catastrophic explosion destroyed one of the labs, resulting in casualties among both human and Quathari researchers. Initial investigations suggested sabotage, but the culprit's identity and motives remained unclear. President Walsh and General Thrall held an emergency meeting, broadcasted to assure both their peoples that the incident would not derail their partnership. They announced a joint investigative task force, emphasizing their commitment to transparency and justice. The quest for peace amidst shadows. As the task force delved into the murky details of the incident, Dr. Morales and Faroon continued their work, their resolve strengthened by the tragedy. They realized that their collaborative efforts symbolized much more than scientific progress. They were a beacon of hope for a peaceful coexistence. Meanwhile, intelligence agencies from both species worked covertly to unearth the networks behind the Terra Firma Coalition and the Purists. These investigations revealed complex plots that threatened to escalate into open conflict, pushing both leaders to consider deeper, more robust measures to maintain peace. As the narrative of interspecies alliance continued to unfold, the balance between trust and vigilance became ever more delicate. The challenge was not only to build a bridge between worlds, but also to fortify it against those who wished to destroy it, all while navigating the complex web of interstellar diplomacy and domestic politics. The Joint Investigative Task Force, led by a team of both human and Quathari agents, intensified their efforts to trace the saboteurs responsible for the Lab 6 explosion. Their investigation led them to a clandestine network operating within the shadows of both societies. This group, a coalition of the Terra Firma Coalition and the Purists, had coordinated efforts to disrupt the interspecies collaboration, driven by a shared ideology that saw any cooperation as an existential threat. In a series of coordinated raids, both on Earth and Quathari territories, operatives uncovered hidden caches of communication logs, encrypted data files, and an array of sabotage equipment. The evidence was damning, but the leaders of the conspiracy remained elusive, their identities hidden behind layers of digital obfuscation. A tense alliance tested. The revelations of a deep-seated conspiracy tested the resolve of both the Earth Coalition and the Quathari High Command. At a high-level meeting, tensions flared as representatives debated the next steps. Some argued for increased security measures and stricter controls over the exchange programs, while others warned that such actions might erode the trust they had worked so hard to build. General Thrall and President Walsh, however, remained committed to their vision of a peaceful future. "If we give in to fear, they win," Walsh stated emphatically during the session. Thrall nodded in agreement, his voice resonating with a firm resolve. "Our path forward is together, not apart. Let us strengthen our resolve and our defenses, but not at the cost of our unity." Breakthrough at the Quantum Lab. Meanwhile, at a secure facility, Dr. Morales and Faroon made a groundbreaking discovery. They had developed a new form of communication technology that used quantum entanglement to transmit information instantaneously across vast distances with complete security from interception or decryption. This new technology not only promised to revolutionize communication across planets, but also provided a means to secure conversations from the prying eyes of conspirators. Their achievement was celebrated as a key to maintaining the fragile trust between humans and Quathari, allowing leaders and scientists to communicate without fear of espionage. Cultural bridges. To counteract the rising distrust fueled by the conspiracy, a series of cultural exchanges were accelerated. One notable event was the Unity Games, a multi-species sports event held in a massive stadium orbiting Earth. Athletes from both species competed in various sports, some traditional to each species, and some newly invented to require cooperation between human and quari competitors. The games were broadcast globally, capturing the hearts of many and serving as a poignant reminder of the harmony that could be achieved. Cheering for their teams, spectators from both species found common ground in the thrill of competition and the joy of shared achievement. The final lead. As the Unity Games concluded, the task force received a tip-off that led them to a remote asteroid base in the Kuiper Belt. Here, they hoped to finally apprehend the elusive leaders of the conspiracy. In a tense operation, human and quari special forces worked together, storming the base. Inside, they found not only the conspirators, but also a trove of advanced weaponry and plans for further attacks intended to disrupt the peace process. The leaders were detained, and their plans thwarted, marking a significant victory for the joint forces. The operation was a testament to the strength of the alliance, proving that combined efforts could overcome even the most hidden threats. As news of the successful operation spread, it bolstered public support for the interspecies alliance, renewing hope that peace could be maintained against all odds. Following the successful operation in the Kuiper Belt, the leaders of Earth and Quari society convened for a landmark summit aboard the Unity station, orbiting between Earth and the Moon. The summit was not just a formality, but a celebration of their triumph over the divisive elements within their societies. General Thrall and President Walsh presided over the ceremony, where a new treaty was signed, reinforcing their commitment to shared prosperity and defense. This treaty, known as the Pact of Galactic Cohesion, outlined plans for future collaboration, including joint exploration missions, shared technological research hubs, and cultural exchange programs. The pact was broadcast across all media, marking it as a historic commitment witnessed by billions from both species. Monument to Peace. In the spirit of unity, the summit also saw the unveiling of the Monument to Peace, a colossal structure designed by both human and quari architects. Situated on the Moon, visible from Earth, the monument was a symbol of their intertwined destinies and mutual respect. It featured intertwined helixes representing each species, reaching toward the stars, a beacon of their shared journey forward. Advancements shared with the security of the Pact, technological and scientific exchanges flourished at an unprecedented rate. Dr. Morales and Faroon, who had become icons of interspecies collaboration, unveiled several co-developed technologies, including advanced environmental restoration systems and faster-than-light travel modules, which opened new avenues for exploration and understanding of the universe. The benefits of these technologies were not hoarded, but shared globally. As a result, Earth saw significant advancements in clean energy, medicine, and infrastructure, dramatically improving the quality of life for its inhabitants. The quari, in return, gained insights into human creativity, adaptability, and social structures, enriching their own cultural and societal norms. Cultural Renaissance. The newfound peace sparked a renaissance in arts and culture. Human and quari artists collaborated on projects that blended elements from both worlds, creating new genres of music, literature, and visual arts that became popular across both societies. The Unity Games evolved into a multiplanetary festival celebrating the diversity and unity of their civilizations, drawing tourists from both human and quari worlds. Educational exchanges grew exponentially, with students and scholars moving between Earth and quari spaces, learning and teaching in a true exchange of knowledge and ideas. These programs not only bridged understanding between the two species, but also prepared a new generation for a life in a multi-species society. A lasting legacy. As decades passed, the relationship between Earth and the quari transformed from cautious cooperation to a deep and enduring alliance. Children born during this era of peace grew up knowing nothing of the fear or suspicion that once clouded relations between humans and aliens. The legacy of this era, embodied by the thriving interspecies collaborations, stood as a testament to the enduring power of unity over division, peace over conflict, and curiosity over fear. As the sun set over Unity Station, casting long shadows across the lunar surface, the lights from the Monument to Peace shone brightly. They served as a reminder that even in a universe full of unknowns, understanding and cooperation could forge paths to futures once unimaginable. Here, under the gaze of countless stars, the story of an unexpected first contact had blossomed into a tale of two civilizations forever linked by their shared vision and joint endeavors.